let me start off by saying I fell behind schedule. I'm planning to do every episode. Like the next video is gonna have more episodes in one video, so the show will be finished. Alright, let's get into it. The show starts off with, I'm assuming, the main character, Gun-Woo, training. And that said is a year ago, I believe. If the show or movie starts off with training, we are in for a treat. No way you open up with potential and do nothing with it. I expect 3 beans, 2 broken noses, and I'm spitballing here, a wedgie before the episode ends. Am I being greedy? My bad, let's continue. Low key, I don't know who loved the left hook more, him or Ron Garcia. All I know, he left none up to chance, except the chance of his left hand being deadly. We cut past the gym following our main character to the bus, and I'm not gonna lie, I started scratching my head. Were they doing a parody of America? Because I can see the Lil. Who would have thought our first taste of seeing our main character in action is watching him quality actions of an unruly and belligerent man? But hey, at least we got to see he wasn't punching that bag for no reason. He was sheathing some real skills. All he needed some chaos to unleash it. And upon arriving home, we can see the seeds being planted. We overhear his mother talking about needing some time to pay back something. I read enough manga to know what that means. Loan sharks. And what don't loan sharks like? Waiting for their cash. And the loan sharks version of JG Wentworth is hurting people because they need their cash now. The camera comes over to a room with businessmen talking about business, building some hotel or something, money and some more stuff. When the camera cuts out the room to this man pulls up by the door, and I'm telling you, I didn't watch the show. I saw some clips here and there on TikTok, but from this back shot alone, I can tell he's a villain. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. His name is Kim, and I can't pronounce his last name, so I'm just gonna call him Kim. And he's a loan shark. And even this man right here, the vice president of a bank, is calling him out. I'm telling you, bad guy. But being a bad dude aside, he was a professional, shrugged off the banker's remarks and turned his attention to the other dude, steering the conversation the way he wanted. Spun a bedtime story about this guy's father's company going belly up, and his boss at the time granted him a loan of 6 billion won, saving his company. Ended his speech off with, there's no such thing as dirty money. So what about money in someone's drawers, stashed underneath their family jewels? That's dirty money to me. My bad. And now he came near to alleviate their financial problems. He'll invest 100 billion won for 3 things, 3 stipulations: a small casino inside at the top floor of the hotel. Second, a bar at the bottom of the hotel. This man is already making the hotel into his sandwich. I'm only showing this scene to display this man's evil brain. But here's what caught me off guard. The 3rd stipulation. During the event of an outbreak, he wants the hotel to be used free of charge for those who need it. I think I know why, but I don't know yet. I don't want to spitball nothing, but what I do know is we about to see Woo Jin's hands in action. Another character who just introduced, the secondary to the main character. And what do we have? An amateur boxing match with no crowd. And if you've ever seen a boxing match with no crowd, it sounds more brutal. Just the intense rhythmic tension of meat being tenderized. And for clarity purposes, our boys in red. Once that bell rung, starting the match, the 2 of them got the dancing. Literally, after tossing out a few punches and weaving one, Woo Jin started dancing on the ropes, feeling himself. And I can't blame him after what he did next. Went in with a 1-2, and the second one had his opponent throwing it back. Any harder, it might have been in a circle. Blue Shirt had to go on himself, try to redeem himself for that twerk team audition tape we just saw. He didn't redeem himself. Man out there fighting gold. He is no Jennifer Love Hewitt. Woo Jin popped his ass so hard, had him looking for guidance.
I'm finally here in your presence.
He didn't get any, unless it was to the ground after a knuckle sandwich mukbang. And he surely got hit a lot. That's a bang for your buck, if you will. The referee started counting, but he's laying down trying to figure out how to do a split. Ref, he thinks he's Simone Biles. He's done. Look at Michael Jackson over there dancing. It's over. Then we have our main character, Gun-Woo, and we finally get to see what his hands are talking about. Sign language used for violence. But do they have a ghost problem in this universe? Do they need the help of Sam and Dean? Man was aiming at the air like he got tired of hearing Weeping Myrtle crying, and he was swinging with passion. I guess passion strips you of depth perception, left himself open to receive a body blow that had him blow employment ready, you know, on the knees action, looking down like, damn, I lost my pride. And the fight. Did Woo Jin change his color to rockin' the blue? I thought changing sets was against some type of rules. That's besides the point. He was cooking, popped dude in the mouth, had him against the ropes, and I think someone's a Benavidez fan. Woo Jin was tapping him more than a button during a QuickTime event. That was more spam than a household had during World War II. And I guess dude had enough and had to whip out the hug me brother. He wanted the tapping to stop. That just got him tossed to the ground. After the reset, Woo Jin taunted him into using the same tactic as the others, shadowboxing the possibility of making contact until he one-tapped him back. Another made its way into his guts, and the last one had him looking out to his corner for help. Then he just laid down. Boy, His day must have been exhausting. Now it was Gun-Woo's turn once more, and he stood in the middle of the ring, shelled up better than Raphael. Even slipped a few of the NPC's attempts at becoming important to the plot. And just like his relevancy in the story, his punches had no chance in Hello landing. He was getting wild with it, doing the damnedest to land a punch. Left himself wide open to have his guts move to his legs, adding some weight to them, making him hit the mat. Jin-Woo balled him up better than a sheet of paper, securing a dub, and then he went over to check on him. Get off of me. Now I have to shit through my knee because you're rearranging people's anatomy. Was that wind up necessary? Man had to give Lucifer a tap because I could just tell just by looking at blue shorts that that punch hurt like hell. I might have to say hurt it. You need the ED. Now we have the two main characters finally facing off for the amateur trophy. The seemingly calm of Jin-Woo versus the seemingly cocky Woo Jin. Gun-Woo over there digesting the advice of his corner, and then we have Woo Jin. My guy hitting a moat, pointing to his tattoo, simply saying he was a Marine. So was Smoker, and Doflamingo was riding his back like one of those coin-operated ponies, but he didn't have any coins, but still wanted to ride. Take your corner's advice. Watch out for the left hook. You're fighting Orion that fought Devin. Never mind. This man said he's...
This nigga gonna die.
They met in the center, exchanged some sportsmanship, touching each other's gloves. Then it was... They got the dance, and the beginning of the fight had Woo Jin gyrating on the outside of Gun-Woo's reach, effectively activating the airplane move for boxing, while Gun-Woo tried to close the gap like a good pair of braces, but the gap was similar to Michael Strahan's, not an easy feat. But Woo Jin just met him in the middle himself, tossing out a two-piece like he was trying to find a perfect bathing suit. But Gun-Woo had a shot lineup as well, and he was trying to remove Woo Jin's head with that swing, and it was a good thing Woo Jin weaved it. His head would have been on the way to hitting a strike, but after that dodge, he didn't allow the pace to stop. Right back in the spicing up the fight by peppering Gun-Woo with some of the good old-fashioned 1950s shoe polishing, trying to make his combo look too clean until Gun-Woo backed his ass up with a juvenile punch. It was blocked, but still had him stumbling, very close to bumbling. Gun-Woo not taking his foot off the gas, he could care less if there was a turn coming up. He rushed in and got himself popped in the mouth like a misbehaving youth, letting Woo Jin dip back inside his Benavides bag, with Gun-Woo absorbing all the hits with a high guard. I would say even close to the peekaboo style, because Gun-Woo was definitely peeking, waiting for his chance to strike, and then it came. Slip, dip to the side, and bam! Had Woo Jin hitting the shoulder lean, then a downward frog pose, but not so Exorcist-like. But it couldn't end like that. Woo Jin got up after an 8 count. He shouldn't have. Man got up and thought he unlocked the same ability as Carter Curry, taking a glance into the future where he laid Gun-Woo out for the count. But that was an obvious sign of his liver talking to his brain after that hit, sending his mind into a state of panic because reality played out differently. He called Gun-Woo closer, and that was the closer. Arms in the air left him open to becoming a victor to Gun-Woo's devastating power, and that wasn't even the end of the embarrassment Woo Jin had to face because he was broke, had to ask the trainer for some money so he could eat. It'd be like that for real though. But hey, luck was on his side. After beating his ass, Gun-Woo offered to take him off for some pork belly. I'm assuming using the money he earned, you know, on his belly. Balance. It was the money he won. 10 million won, which is about 6.7k in USD. That's a good little prize money. We get some character background during the eating scene. Gun-Woo family broke, which we knew, but we figured out how his family broke. His father sued the company and lost, and the legal fees put his whole family in the headlock. In fact, the sleeper hold that Gunther put John Cena in. We learn more like Woo Jin has been a boxer since the 6th grade. His father was a bronze medal boxer, but after talks about them being in the Marines, Woo Jin started feeding him. We move on with the episode after Gun-Woo and Woo Jin trade numbers. To Gun-Woo's mother whispering on the phone. I'm gonna tell you right now, they don't care. You could be talking in the rhythm of the Pope. They're gonna need their green like a vegetarian because it doesn't even matter. They were not afraid to get bloody like some beef. And when Jin-Woo came in and gave her the money he won, she was like, I'm gonna pay you back, this time with interest. Did we learn nothing? Stop negotiating, please. Nobody said interest. What's your interest in paying more than is due? And then we have more of Ken being a villain, using his money as a tool of manipulation. And see, the fruits of that conversation is the very next scene, when his people go around and offer to buy the bank debt that all these business owners have. And here's the kicker, they offer less interest rates than the bank does, going from the bank's 7% to their very trustworthy 5%. So there's no reason not to trust such selfless businessmen. It's great business to take a loss for no gain. Look, he could even hide his devious expression. He called Gun-Woo's mom like 13 different types of stupid. Obtuse, bird brain, idiotic, simple-minded, nonsensical, inept, asinine, slow, even though she was fast as hell to sign that paper. Did she at least read? Read! I still need 5 more words for stupid. I don't know. Dumb, unwise, daft, scatterbrained, unintelligent. I may be saying it, but these are his words. He's thinking it. I'm merely but the puppet of his communication. I digress. That's when we see Gunwoo head to his gym, but it was closed due to the 19, leading to Gunwoo calling Woo Jin so they can work out together, bringing us to this scene right here. And that's Gunwoo witnessing some sort of chase scene. And I don't know if he moonlights as a hero on the side, but he started giving chase. He doesn't even know what's going on. Just that it's
Hero time!
the medical mask must have him feeling like Batman, because when he came across a dude laid out covered in red like a strawberry cheesecake, he started giving chase to the person he believed did it to him. I guess he doesn't need to work out with Woo Jin anymore. The man was masterminding his cardio in the pursuit of justice, but that idea of being a hero almost just got him put on ice when he got caught lacking by the one who he was chasing. Well-placed taser to the body had him on his back, which let me know he had no backup plan because he couldn't get back up. Just started explaining himself, and I could be wrong, but I remember reading this girl right here is the same little girl from that movie I did, The Man from Nowhere. We get an RP for her. After Gunwoo felt at being a hero and got himself embarrassed, we move on and we see an anti-Chem. I don't know his name yet, but he's like the Stephen Hawkins of giving financial liberation with barely any payback for himself, because a lady came in to pay off a debt and he told her keep it for a little longer and pay off the more important debts first. Chem could never. He was gonna snatch that gift bag full of money and her purse at the same time. Wait, hold on, I'm confused. Is he like Chem? Because in the very next scene, the girl who had Gunwoo rolling on the ground like a tumbleweed pulled up with a watch because someone couldn't pay off their loan in time, and the watch was worth more than the debt, and she said it was interest. Interesting. Maybe he wasn't anti-Chem, but then again, he is, because even the girl who we just learned is his granddaughter said he'd been giving out loans with no interest when it came to medical needs. Again, interesting. After some rooftop bonding between Gunwoo and Woo Jin, talking about Mayweather and Pacquiao eating noodles, Gunwoo was idolizing Pacquiao, but we all know that money may help him weather the storm that was about to come, and the storm came not long after. We cut over to Chem, and come on, we know what he's doing. Financial evil. He told them to send 15 intimidating thugs to the small businesses. That means Gunwoo's mother's store, and they did pull up deeper than a kangaroo's pouch. And what did I tell you? Reading was the answer. In the contract, it states within the first 24 hours for the lower interest rate, the person signing needed to pay an extension fee, which is 10% of the principal. Now she owes $40 million in interest, plus the interest rate is now over 20%. Close the store. You might have to flee to America. $40 million in interest alone? What's the actual amount? I'm getting dizzy thinking about it. Now he's tweaking like she ruined his good faith. She was now making him seem like a demon. And when she threatened to call the police, he became a real demon. Tossed a rock through the window. Then the mom called Gunwoo, and she said there was a bunch of strange men here. No, don't say strange. I mean, you could say it. It was a great descriptor of glasses, but you know what they're there for. I mean, you didn't read the contract, but you get the gist. Anyway, Gunwoo rushed over to his mother's aid, and this one we got more hands being exchanged. The first dude he came across after arriving at his mother's shop tried to stop him, getting in his way of seeing his mother, and that's when I saw the smoothest, cleanest, nastiest combo I saw a bad guy get, and felt bad about how excited I got. Beat his some more, come on. We might need to chant Gunwoo's name. He was letting his hands looser than the neck of a crackhead's t-shirt. Gunwoo was dropping the NPCs like it was nothing more than second nature, rushed in and stopped mid-run and slipped another NPC's sad attempt at fighting, had that man running past like he was in a hurry, and look, he's a he knew to stay back while the rest came closer. He wanted no smoke alone. He used the puff pass method, but the numbers didn't matter at all. Really, Gunwoo put his hands up and got the beating on them. First NPC, hold that. The next one came in not long after. His wait time to get his dish of whooping was basically non-existent. The second thought he was doing something with his block. The only thing he did was block his blessings of going to sleep on the first hit. Instead, he got a combo. Uppercut. What you have again? Two-piece hold the bev. The third one. Why do they keep doing this? Those of this caliber while running a criminal enterprise is criminal in and of itself. Where we at? The fourth? Whatever number this bum was, tried to mimic what he saw Gunwoo doing, but it was all wrong. He had to show him how it was done. It was crazy because he had the next dude fall faster than the last. Twins of ground napping. What do you even call this? The swing wasn't even just wild. It was unnecessary as well. Unless he was trying to fight his fear before he took his attempt at Gunwoo. But the numbers slowly had his back against the ropes. Well, more so the black van. And they just kept on showing how they truly were. Why does this one have a chair trying to turn it from a street ball to a TLC match and missed that as well, damaging their own car? So far the only thing that they were beating belongs to them, and their wild misses just kept happening. Who were they aiming at? Because all the time they kept missing, Gunwoo was loading up devastation with Knuckles, and he definitely ruined this NPC's night. Turn back to the one that missed, Gunwoo didn't want him to miss two things that night, so he had to give him his highly anticipated beating. Never mind, Gunwoo was on to the next. For some reason he was starving that man of his famous Knuckles sandwiches. He dipped past another, hitting the NPC NPC with a portable vasectomy, dropping the next one, still have more combos left to give out. He always have a 1-2-1-2 on standby. But for a brief moment, I mean it was brief, the numbers got to him. One of the NPCs on the ground had no shame that he forgot how to walk from his beating and crawled over to Gunwoo's leg and clung to it. So he was trapped in the ancient jumping art of fight back! Fight back!
Jesus Christ.
But failing to fight back out is just indicative of their incompetence, because give me 5 people and I'm beating prime John Jones even if he fusing Mike Tyson. I'm just saying, the power of friendship carried Natsu for over 100 episodes, but in their hands, it dissolved faster than a Vegas marriage. I think personally all of them should have gone wherever that lad dude went to get that chair and play musical chairs, because with Gunwoo, that was seemingly their only hope of winning, because Cement Back was done the worst way. I bet his dumb ass regrets laying there like his big ass was ready for a nap. Another NPC had to come and kick Gunwoo's ass in the literal sense, because that was the only way that was gonna happen. But hey, let me not hate, clap it up for them. They had Gunwoo rolling, but don't use 2 hands, just go on ahead and hit the knee, because when Gunwoo got back up, weave, mink, then he tried taking a page out of Wu Jin's book, but instead of bending VDS speed combo, he tried something else, something new, and he just kept letting them have it. And this NPC's help was no help. Why are you guys not bull rushing? How was Gunwoo using him as a shield preventing you from moving forward? He was gonna get hit regardless. Nah, I see through their conundrum. They didn't want to get that drum treatment anymore. The next one was so done, he just ate the one tap. Didn't need to get treated like an Instagram like, no double taps for him. Don't worry, the next one definitely made up for it, and his co-workers just coexisted and watched him get harassed. Big Boy had all those punches to his co-worker face to devise a strategy, and this was the best he could muster. It's sad, they were gun-ho, roaring to go to harass an elderly woman, but when able-bodied hands are thrown, they have stage fright, because after missing, this one did nothing but wait his turn to be violated. And I don't know what to say about the last one. He's dead wrong for being out there. He was better off being the chauffeur. After putting on a masterclass, he had to comfort his mother before he pinned Asian Harry Potter against the wall like a poster, and he was looking shook until his daddy came walking into the room, offering him the comfort he needed to get his confidence back. Gunwoo tried to stand on Alexander Hamilton under both feet when faced with Kim, but that lets him having a squabble with Muscle for a brain and a bucket hat. And when he took that thing off, I low-key thought he was copying the Undertaker, but nah, that's his regular face. Had Gunwoo trying to shield his mom from his ugly, and not being one to shy away from a fade, he stepped in and let his hands loose. Once I saw he would treat my hips like dino nuggets and the kid was Zine, I would have simply turned to my mom and said,
"Go home and get the gun."
Look at his teeth. This man eats nails for breakfast. He's definitely getting into the salty platoon. Regardless, Mom, why are you borrowing money from the Incredible Hawk? Hawkeye don't do loans? I'd rather fight him. Gunwoo was hitting with his best shots, the one Pat Benatar was singing about, and the best he could do was have him take a slight stroll around the store. Hold on, I see blood. That must be the starter pistol letting Gunwoo know it was time to truly toss them bitches. Weave, body, smooth upper to wash it down. Now he was in rhythm, and the big guy was still acting like he was eating him. He was, but it was because he had no choice at the moment. He couldn't leave the table until he finished his vegetables. I guess he was done. Grabbed Gunwoo's arm and set him up to be turned into a home run. One punch had him turned into this. Gunwoo tried his old reliable shell-up tactic, absorbing most of the monster's attacks. And 2, have you ever seen someone play peekaboo mid-squabble? He opened up Gunwoo's guards.
Jesus Christ.
Now the mom's crying even harder. She should have read harder, and this all would have been avoided. Pinned against the wall, clobbered, then choked out. But he was still on 10. Alexander Hamilton's under the back pockets as he was on the floor now, spat in Kim's face when he offered him to join his deployment. He probably could have said no nicely, you know what I'm saying? I'm good for the opportunity. Thank you though. I appreciate it. Because Kim turned full Joker. He said,
You wanna know how I got these scars?
Then made Gunwoo his twin with a little pumpkin carving. That's a hell of a way to end the episode. And that's only episode 1. Hey, if you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching. And to be continued.
So